So I just watched a video by the Town Watch, Josh over at the Town Watch, and he did a scratch test on two different crystals. There was a mineral crystal and a Hardlex crystal. So I was inspired by that video, and I decided to do a little video of my own where I compare Hardlex and a mineral crystal. This is a mineral crystal. This is a Hardlex crystal versus a sapphire crystal. And this is my SKX. This is the Hardlex that came out of my SKX, and I put in a Chinese sapphire crystal into it. And what I'm going to do is do a comparison between these three crystals using household items. Now, what Josh did was very scientific. This is not going to be as scientific. I'm literally going to take these items and rub it against the glass and see if it scratches. That's it. I'm going to try and do it in an order that I think will scratch the glass the most. So I'm going to start out with the softer items on the table maybe. There's a piece of coral here. And I think that's actually a pretty good idea because coral, you have Hardlex or you have a sapphire depending on your watch, and you're diving. What will coral do to it? Because coral is probably something you will come into contact with. This is copper, so this is something that you would come into contact with as well in your pocket. I have a screwdriver here, obviously made of stainless steel. It's an old screwdriver. I have a little hammer here as well. This is made with stainless steel. I'm going to try and give them a little bit of a hammering as well. I have some glass. This is some Gillette Cool Wave. This is some good stuff. It's just a piece of glass that I was able to find to do this video. I also have a piece of granite. You know, people say things are as hard as granite. Let's see. Let's see what's as hard as granite. I have a nail file. This is my wife's. Okay, it's mine. But let's pretend it's my wife's, and I'm going to rub it against the glass. Let's see. I know there's sand on here. I'm pretty sure that will actually scratch something there. And if that doesn't do it, I have a Dremel. And it's not, the battery's dying, but it's still strong enough to maybe make some marks on this glass. I don't know if it's going to make a mark on the sapphire, but let's check it out. So I'm just going to take these things away from the screen. I'm going to pull in one object at a time, and I'm just going to do a very quick sort of rubbing test with each one, and except for the hammer, which I'll just bang onto each one, and we'll see what happens. That's it. Very, very simple. So starting with the coral, like I said, and then we'll move on. This is the coral. It's just a piece of coral that I got at the beach a long time ago. I'm going to start with the mineral crystal, and I'm just going to rub it onto the mineral crystal. I'll pick it up, take a look. Reflected in light, does not look like anything happened there. No scratches on that mineral crystal. I'll zoom in a little bit further so you guys could see a little bit better. And then I'm going to do the Hardlex. I could feel really nothing is happening. So let's take a look. Nope. Now this Hardlex already had taken a beating because it's been through a lot, but most of the scratches are in this direction. So what I'll do is I'll just turn it so that if there is any scratches that I'll see. And this is on the inside, so it'll scratch on the inside. It won't be on the outside. So no scratches. And then I don't expect anything to happen to the sapphire. And yeah, nothing. Perfectly fine. As you can see, looks really good. Just give it a little polish there. Nothing. Okay, next I'm going to go with the screwdriver. So stainless steel. Going to really try and dig it in. I could feel there's scratching going on this. Is it deep? No. There's a little bit of scratching, very light scratching, if you could see that in the reflection. Just a little bit right there, basically where I dug in. Let me give it a little polish. Yeah, just a tiny, tiny bit of scratching. Let's dig in on here. Ooh, I could feel some scratching. Maybe not. Not that bad. On the Hardlex, this is a Seiko Hardlex, but yep, there's a scratch right there. I'm not sure if you guys could see that, but there is a scratch right there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this around. So stainless steel scratched both the mineral crystal and the Hardlex crystal. Let's see about the sapphire crystal. I could feel, you could almost feel that it's not doing anything because it's so smooth and it doesn't actually dig in at all. There's anti-reflective coating on here, so I hope that it's on the underside because it doesn't look like anything is happening. Nothing has happened. You can see in the reflection of the light, absolutely nothing is happening. So, metal, stainless steel will scratch Hardlex and it will scratch a mineral crystal. Now, I've had this argument with a lot of people in the past, and they don't agree. Basically, Hardlex is a mineral crystal. It's a K1 mineral crystal. That's all it is. And it will scratch on day-to-day objects. So here we have copper. Let's check that out. So there we go. I feel like that didn't scratch, and it didn't. There's just a little bit of scratching from the screwdriver, but nothing really scratched there. And then give it a good whack. And no, nothing happened. So copper, not scratching mineral crystal. I doubt it's going to have any effect on sapphire, and yeah, I'm right, nothing happening on here. So looking good. Sapphire crystal clear. We have a couple of scratches on here for the Hardlex and the mineral crystal. I'm going to try glass next because I have a feeling that the granite will scratch this pretty badly, but let's try some glass. Oh. Oh man, I don't even need to look. This is going to be horrific. So obviously glass is very, very hard. It gave it very deep scratches for the mineral crystal, and very deep. You could see them. You don't even need to do a. There's some very deep scratches in this Hardlex. That Hardlex felt just like scratching the mineral crystal. It's the same. Really, I'm not really noticing much of a difference. Let's try it on the. Now I'm nervous. I'm nervous about doing this. Nothing. I'm going to tell you. I'm telling you, there is a big difference between mineral crystals and sapphire. That is insane. Nothing. It felt like I was rubbing just, like the same feeling of the coral, the same feeling of the copper and the screwdriver. Really, nothing actually made this feel like it was getting scratched. So far, nothing is scratching that sapphire crystal. Let's do a little hammer action. I don't think this is going to do anything, but it might. Now that's the thing. That's the one disadvantage of a sapphire crystal. It could shatter. So I'm giving these, a decent whack. I'm not, obviously trying to break them. I'm just trying to give them a good whack. Something that's not intentional, like if you were going to do it on your own. Let's try it. Not bad. They didn't shatter. There's no scratches on here. I'm sure might be a light scratch from that on here. I don't see anything but on the mineral crystals. But, I mean, this is not really that sharp, and it's not going to dig in because that's really how you're getting those scratches. So there you go. And then I'm going to do some of this little file here. Let's check out this file, see if it actually creates a haze. Yes, I mean, you could hear it. It's, yeah, there's a haze on there. Let's see if that's just powder or if it's actually a haze. It's a haze. It's not bad. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but it created a haze on the actual glass. Just a slight haze. This is not a very, strong, same feeling. It feels like I'm sanding something. It absolutely does. So you could feel that something is coming off. It's not a lot. I'm just sanding it just a little bit, and you're just getting a little bit of a haze on the glass itself, but that's it. And then sapphire, it feels like nothing. It feels like I'm wiping a towel over it. Well, except when I hit the bezel, of course, and then the bezel feels a little bit. So I should be a little bit more careful. But there you go. Nothing. Yeah, just it's winding itself now that it's actually been done so many times. Let's try the Dremel, and then we're going to go with granite. I think the granite's going to actually scratch. But let's see. Dremel, I'm going to do it on 1500 RPM. See what happens. Whoa, look at that. Big time. Yeah, that's basically ruined them. I mean, they were already ruined, but now they're definitely ruined. So you could see big time scratches in there. Did not take that well at all. Let's try the Sapphire. Who knows? Gotta be honest, this doesn't feel good. Oh boy. Yep. And I'll tell you what it did. It took off some of that AR coating. But it didn't scratch. The AR coating is gone. Just right in the middle. It looks like it's wet now. But it did not scratch. I don't know if you could see that in the reflection. I'm not happy about that, but I should have thought of that. But that's the case. Now that's happened. That's it. Let's move on. Granite. Look at that. Sharp granite. Hardlex. Oh, it's like crumbling. Forget about it. It's annihilated. And then mineral. I mean, gone. These are garbage. They're completely scratched up. Sapphire. I'm nervous again because granite is pretty hard. So it doesn't feel like it. It feels different from everything else that I've done. I think there might be a little scratch. Nope. Not a scratch. So there you have it. I mean, that's pretty much everything. Glass scratched the mineral crystals. Granite scratched the mineral crystals. This almost, the nail file almost scratched them. It gave it a little bit of a haze, I guess you could call it. Obviously, the Dremel did a pretty good number on them. The screwdriver, stainless steel, did a good number on them. Coral did nothing, so if you're diving, no problem. If you're diving into your pockets, don't worry about the copper, because that's not going to bother your mineral crystals either. K1 or hardened mineral crystals, or a Hardlex, or a just traditional mineral crystal. So I think I learned something here today. I think that in my opinion, and of course it didn't shatter, but I don't know if that was a really good test, because I don't want to shatter any of them because I'm going to get glass everywhere, but I did give them a good whack and nothing shattered, so that was a good sign. But what I did learn here is that sapphire crystal is, for scratch resistance, superior to Hardlex. I mean, there's the facts. You could see these are scratched. This is a Hardlex. This is a Seiko Hardlex that came off of this Seiko. This is a replacement sapphire crystal that is off of eBay, made in China, and it is superior to the Hardlex crystal, technically made in Japan by Seiko, because this was a JDM model, so it's probably more than likely not made in Japan. However, even if it's made in Malaysia or China, it's a Hardlex made to Seiko standards, and that's what this is. And it did not make the cut. Anyway, there you have it. I think this is not a scientific test, but kind of scientific at the same time, because I've used different materials here. Day-to-day objects that you will come into contact with. Coral if you're diving, granite if you have a kitchen, glass if you live anywhere in a window with a window around it, or any sort of door made out of glass. Coral if you're going diving, and copper if you keep change in your pocket and things like that. Sandpaper, I mean, very similar to maybe concrete, that you would maybe encounter. And honestly, I'm impressed with the sapphire crystal over the mineral crystal and Hardlex. That's the basic lesson learned from this whole objective here. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comments below. Go over to Josh's channel, check out his video. He did it a lot more scientific. He bought a kit that actually measures the hardness of objects. I think it's a Mohs, I forgot what it's called, It's a kit that you actually can scratch objects with, and you determine the actual hardness of those objects. So he used a mineral crystal and a Hardlex crystal. Mineral crystal from a Citizen, Hardlex crystal from a Seiko. So this is a little bit more household items that I used. But check out his channel. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It's super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.